You remember the show, don't you? Yeah, and I can't speak like Ralph Edwards, nor do I even look like Ralph Edwards. But I do have my big red book. So your task in our show this evening, we are going to hear from people who can tell us part of the story of Faith Presbyterian Church. And your task is to see if you can identify who our special guests are this evening. So let's hear from guest number one.
I don't carry a staff or have a border collie, but I do have a flock to tend. I communicate regularly with my faith flock families. I have no amazing talent, but I do find the time to listen, engage in conversation, send cards, email, and just give them a phone call to check on them. Do you know who I am and how I serve the faith community?
All right, who do we think that is then? Sally Crawford, come on in.
Okay, you weren't supposed to know my voice. You know, that was way too easy. Okay, so as a shepherd, I become close to the families in my flock. I have found it such a rewarding way to serve and am very proud to toss my hat into the ring with the stewardship of my time.
All right, welcome, Sally. Please go and have a seat right there. Let's hear from special guest number two.
Like the founding fathers of our country, I'm proud to have been a part of the vision of our founders in helping establish Faith Presbyterian Church. We shared a lot of discussion, perseverance, and prayer before we saw the birth of our church. Who am I?
All right, give it up for Tom Barrentine.
To see the growth, commitment, and involvement that has made this church what it has become makes me proud to have tossed my hat into the ring early and witnessed stewardship at such a high level. Done.
Excellent. All right, let's listen up for guest number three, special guest number three. Here we go.
Ballparks, theaters, weddings, as well as churches utilize my services. The difference is I try to make people feel welcome. I also give them the opportunity to show their stewardship with the passing of the collection plate. Who am I?
Mark McLain. All right, you're rumbled. Welcome, Mark McLain.
I couldn't even hide my voice. Being an usher may seem like a simple thing. The simplest things can be lighting the candles, making sure the pastor has a nice glass or bottle of water, or seating a latecomer, or making sure everyone's comfortable so we have a successful and faith-building service. But it's also as simple as passing the collection plate. And I'm going to ask you to join me in that because I'm going to toss my hat into the ring.
All right. Well, we'll have a seat up front. You're our special guest. Car blimey. I didn't hardly know that was Mark McLain. Car blimey. He's big in the theater, you know. He's up for a Tony Award this year. So we're glad to welcome Mark. Let's find out who our next special guest is.
Where I volunteer, I overhear a little of everything. I also get asked every kind of a question imaginable, even from people who don't attend faith. I'm almost the first impression that some people receive and the first line of defense. Who am I?
All right, give it up for Janice Cary. Here she comes.
Our job in the office is the important to make sure that things run smoothly all the time, day to day, and it's even more important as we move forward into the new church. I will continue to toss my hat into the ring to make faith the best it can be.
Thank you, Janice. These special guests are not actually coming in the order that it says on my... but that's okay, you know. This is, after all, live TV. It's the very start of live TV. All right, let's pay attention to see if we can figure out who our next special guest is.
After spending most of my adult life fighting to send career criminals to prison and keep them there, I have retired to enjoy a more relaxed lifestyle. Now I spend many peaceful hours watching wildlife and listening to the sounds of leaves rustling in the wind, the rushing babble of Fighting Town Creek, and bird song. Sometimes I hit a high note. Sometimes I hit a low note. Sometimes I do it alone, but mostly I'm joining others as we lift our voices to the glory of God. Who am I?
As I live and breathe. The vapors. The vapors. Somebody stop Bill Young running out there. He heard criminals and he's headed for the door. Get him back, sit him down. So who do we think that... Amy McChesney? Let's see if it's Amy McChesney. Oh!
Whether it's one voice or many voices combined, Faith has a quality choir for its size. I am thankful that I can carry a tune, and I toss my hat into the ring as I continue to show my stewardship by being a member of the choir.
Well, fiddle-dee-dee, Miss Amy, you have to sit here on the... Wow. She's enjoyed her fried chicken today. Did she enjoyed her fried chicken? All right, let's see who our next special guest is on Faith Presbyterian Church. This is your life.
Life throws us many challenges. Surviving cancer is one of the biggest. As a result of being a survivor, something that has affected my life in so many ways. Community awareness, research funding, and raising dollars has become a cause for me. I organized a fundraiser team from Blue Ridge to help meet this particular challenge. As an Army brat, I lived in many places in my lifetime. The best place of all was the Panama Canal Zone, where I lived for almost 9 years and graduated from high school. I worked for the United States Secret Service for 36 years. Who am I?
Diane Shillcutt, you think? Well, let's see. All right.
I toss my hat into the ring for the stewardship shown by the faith members who supported me and helped me make my first Relay for Life effort such a success. Okay, at this time, I'd like for all of the Fan and Cancer Crusader Relay for Life members to please stand up.
All right, go on for the team.
These people were the only Relay for Life team here in Fannin County this year and participated in the Union County Relay for Life because Fannin doesn't have one at the moment. Because of their great efforts and working hard, they raised $5,099. And I present this plaque to them. 2 plaques, in fact, because we raised so much money, we became the gold team also. My prayer is that maybe one of these dollars all of you raised will be the cure for this horrible disease. So one day those words, "you have cancer," will never have to be heard again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Diane, and we'll be happy to put those plaques in the front of the studio to recognize everybody's efforts in Relay for Life. I think we have one more special guest, so pin back your ears and see who you find now.
Sweat, scrapes, and bruises, and an occasional mashed finger are identified with those of us who serve in this way. We are engineers, lumberjacks, packers, plumbers, and electricians. We build up and tear down. We will tackle most small projects. Who are we?
All right. Bud Wheatley on behalf of Faith, Hope, and Hammers. Let's give it up for Bud.
The men and women of faith involved in Faith, Hope, and Hammers show their stewardship through their talents. On behalf, I toss my hat in the ring as we continue to serve those in extra need of help and assistance.
All right. Let's have a round of applause for all our special guests. And of course, we're going to wake up tonight here. But, you know, that's not a bad thing. When you hear it, you can say, Faith Presbyterian Church. This is your life, because these friends are the ones that have shared in this way today. But, of course, they are actually all of you and all of us. It takes everyone metaphorically throwing your hat in the ring. And so you are invited, when you come for your dessert, to take back your plate. You are invited to, at least for a short time today, throw your hat in the ring as a sign and symbol of your desire to be part of the life of Faith Presbyterian Church. We thank you for being our special guests. We thank you for being such a smart and intelligent audience, because you could guess each and all of these great folks, and you serve with them in so many different ways, and that's what makes the life of our church. I'm going to call up now our two executive producers for this extravaganza, Randy and Randy. Give it up for them.
Are you Randy?
You, Randy.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
All right.
I was confused,
Well, yeah.
but who isn't?
Yeah. This is proof there's a little bit of ham in everybody. On behalf of the entire stewardship committee, I hope you enjoy our little parody on this popular game show. I've got to take a moment and recognize everyone that made this happen, the stewardship committee. If you're on the stewardship committee, please stand. My wife, Connie, Bill and Francis Young, Mary Kay Bailey, Denise Byrne, John Thompson, welcome. He also received a nomination for Best Supporting Actress Award in a Drama. And of course, the other Randy, my cohort, Randy Borden. So, also Jim Crawford with the video, and Harold with the sound system at last, and the congregational care team that kind of took the burden of us having to worry about the details of the meal. Debbie Peterson and Treva Wheatley for helping distribute the packets. And our introductory specialist, Jim Rich, for his... I had a better introduction written. I was ready. But the point I want to make, all these people involved, but this is a good example of stewardship at work. Stewardship is the lifeblood of this church. It's the lifeblood of any church. Everyone has different talents, different interests, and of course, everyone has different financial assets. It doesn't matter, though. Collectively, we share in the growth and overall commitment that we call Faith Presbyterian Church. This is your life, the life of faith. You received your stewardship package today with the time and talent forms. You can decide what you want to do as far as time and talent in helping the church. And of course, with the pledge card, you can commit financially. We ask you to consider preferably what you can contribute in the way of time, talent, and treasures. It's vital to the growth and obligations of our church and our mission. Ms. Borden.
Thank you. When we refer to stewardship, we refer to giving of time, talents, and treasure. And everyone, obviously, wears a different hat. Collectively, we share in the growth and overall commitment that we call Faith Presbyterian Church. And like Randy said, this is your life. We hope we've been able to illustrate the unselfish nature of faith members through your stewardship over the past year in our Beyond the Wood and Stone stories and bullet points in the newsletter. As part of the future of faith, we ask that everyone throw their hat in the ring so we may collectively go beyond the wood and stone together. And one final point, I want to talk about your packet. Just to give you an idea of what's in there. Randy will tell you I filled mine out wrong last year.
So they made her chairman.
So you're going to find a yellow piece of paper that may have one or two, depending upon which one you got, of the stories that were in the newsletter, just so you can get a feel. And we encourage all of you, everybody here has got a story, believe me. Just ask somebody. But if you will just think about stories that have meant something to you or that where you've helped someplace, we would love to have those stories because even though he's not going to be my partner next year, somebody made him an elder. They didn't ask me. So we're going to continue this for the next year. So anyway, what you've got, maybe you can help me with this.
You're doing fine.
This is about the stewardship from our committee. Thank you. And this, guess what this is? Right. And this? For what? And? And your time and talent. So we've got in here time and talent. Check what you want. Check everything if you want to. We can use all the help we can get. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Pastor Jim, for... Oh, that's right, you're not Pastor Jim. I'm sorry. I forgot who you were. Sorry, Ralph. Thanks again, and thanks for staying. And I think there's dessert out there, right?
There's dessert out there. Today's show was brought to you thanks to Cherokee Presbytery and the Presbyterian Church USA and your good selves. So give yourselves a round of applause. And we will let our special... I got to tell you, Harold has this desire every Sunday to do that, you know. No. We are going to let our special guests lead the way to the dessert table for being such good sports. And then those who need some extra help and time, and remember, throw your hat in the ring. Thank you, one and all. Enjoy the rest of your day.